It was Friday night, and Patrick was sitting at home, sipping beer and flicking through the channels on TV. His wife and kids went visiting their grandparents for the weekends. He had been dreaming about such bachelor evening since Monday. And he imagined to take a bottle of beer, to order a pizza, to watch a movie, or to play video games all by himself. It doesn't mean that he lost any interest in socializing and he didn't want to go out with his friends. Just he was too tired and lazy to make his plans and to get dressed and go out of the apartment. To be honestly, he was bored to death being alone. And he remembered how they spent with his family the weekends, doing something for fun, having a party, going to the beach, or just eating out in a new restaurant. And he couldn't wait for his family to get back. He never imagined that he could be such a couch potato by the age of 35, and these thoughts made him depressed. So he considered to get a ticket for a movie theater. And as he was checking show times, the telephone rang. It was his friend, one of his best friends from the 7th grade, with whom he went through the high school and college. Then Steve got a new job in a different state, and from those days they met each other rather seldom, in a blue moon. Steve was going to stay in their city for the weekends. Whenever he comes, they always have a great time. They get drunk and chill out. And this time, Steve was thinking of grabbing a bite and going bar hopping as they used to. It sounded like fun, and Patrick agreed at once, and he offered to call Ben and David, and Steve offered to reserve a table in his turn. Later, 4 of them were sitting in a small Italian pizzeria, as 20 years ago they remembered that almost every Friday they came here, and they kept the tradition of sharing delicious cheesy pizza before going clubbing. When they were full, they decided to go to the pub, to the nearest pub across the street, and drink some beer. While drinking a beer, they were making silly jokes, chatting, chilling out like in their 20s, and recalling stories from their college life. When the bar has become overcrowded with locals, the guys decided to change their place, and Ben advised to go to an Irish pub just 2 streets away, because it was highly recommended. And when they came there, it turned out to be a really nice place. They sat there for an hour talking about their families, jobs, and plans for the future. Then David suggested to go to um, a, to a rock club where local bands gave a live performance every Friday. And that Friday they were waiting for a special guest, a young singer from Boston. And according to David, she was an absolute must-see. So of course they went there, but however when they came, the show was called off because of the flight delay, and they didn't get a chance to listen to her singing. They did another round of drinks and felt like going dancing. That's why they went to a popular disco club with the music of 80s, from 80s to 90s, and they were drunk enough at that time, and then they ended up taking part in karaoke contest. Everyone was very impressed by Steve's singing skills. Listening to love ballads, David was very sad because he had broken up with his girlfriend a month before, and he wasn't interested in anyone else. His friends tried to cheer him up, and they told him that that girl didn't deserve him at all. And Patrick remembered how they hit on girls in their college years, and almost all the girls were crazy about David, and it took him about 5 minutes to pick up any girl he liked. Ben told him not to spoil their fun and not to look so miserable, because there was a girl sitting next to them at the other table and making her eyes at him for the last hour. At last, David gave up and took this girl to the dance floor. When he came back to their table, he was much more cheerful. He said that they had a lot in common, and he was going to call her the next day. But however, the club was shutting down for the night, and the guys had to leave. But they hopped into a small pub next door and stayed there until 4 in the morning. They were having their time of the life. They were having the time of their lives, and because there was nothing better than catching up with the old friends, and although the next day they were going to have a hangover, it would be totally worth it. Then they started to discuss the plans for the future meeting, and Ben suggested to take out something new, to try out something new, and to go to an escape room. It's a kind of a game where you are locked in a room and have to solve different puzzles and do a lot of tasks to escape. This game has become extremely popular in recent years. And Steve said that they were going to buy a new cottage in September, and he was inviting his friends for a housewarming party. Everyone agreed, and they decided to go home. Then they called the taxi, and Patrick insisted the drinks to be on him, and he had already told the bartender to put it on his tab. He didn't want to spill the bill or to split the bill or to go Dutch. The taxi came and everyone went home.